So are you willing to follow Jesus no matter what? In a recent encounter I had with Jesus, it was just as real as you and me. I was standing before the Lord. It was the most beautiful experience. Jesus is incredibly beautiful, so strong. His eyes were so full of love. I mean, the best way you can describe it is like he sees something in you. You can't explain. It's like he's so beautiful and he sees you as you truly are. And when he looks at you, he's really looking at you and into you. And it is the most beautiful experience. And there were these beautiful beams of light, like they were gold, like a gold that you don't see on the earth. I've never seen this kind of gold before, but it's so rich in gold, and it was light. And there were these two beams, one on his left and one on his right. The very atmosphere was golden. Everything was gold, and it was beautiful. His robe was made out of gold, and his skin tone, he looked like he was from the Middle East, and his skin tone was, it was gold in a sense, but I don't know how to explain it. He's so handsome. Jesus is so handsome and so beautiful, and he was looking right at me, and he asked me this question, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he said, "Micah, will you follow me no matter what?" And I was undone by that question. But at the same time, I was incredibly convicted. So with such love and compassion, Jesus put both of his hands on my cheek. And I put mine on top of his. It was a very sweet, intimate moment. And I answered him. But I could feel this heaviness in my heart. It wasn't like shame or guilt, but like his words, his questions were so heavy, convicting. And I said, "Yes, Lord. Yes, I will. I will follow you no matter what." So then Jesus' voice got really heavy, and it was like his words were swords, like cutting at my heart. Again, it wasn't shame. It wasn't guilt. It was just conviction. And he said, "Micah," he said, "Satan can lead your life if you are 99.9% obeying me. He doesn't want to deceive you by tricks. He wants that little piece that you've hidden away in your heart. He wants to manipulate that. He wants to destroy that little percentage that you have left that you're hiding away. Satan wants that." He said he wants that little bit that you've hidden away. And he said, "Micah, to follow me, it has to be 100% obedience." And oh my gosh, it's just like, I felt that because it was true. There are little pieces in our hearts, guys, that we keep away from Jesus, that we hide away from him, and we don't want him to have that because it could be trust issues. It could be issues of fear. But Satan wants those little pieces, that little piece that you're not willing to trust the Lord with. And we all have them. We all have areas in our life that we do not want to give to Jesus, that we're holding on to, and that is what's going to lead us astray. So I felt that conviction when Jesus said that to me, because it was true. There are pieces that even Micah, who sees heaven and all these things, there's pieces in my heart that I am hiding away from him. And it's not because like I don't love him. It's because, well, to love him means obedience. To love him means he has to be Lord of your life. To follow him, you can't keep any of you in the process. What do I mean by that? See, Jesus isn't asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to yield to him. As long as we're on this earth, there's going to be something that we're going to need to be healed from. There's going to be something that we're going to grow in. There's going to be something that we're learning to surrender to him. As long as we're on this earth, we're going to have to continue to bow low before him and surrender to him again and again. See, he's not saying be 100% perfect. He's saying yield to me. If you have something in your heart that you are just not willing to yield to me, get down on your face and say, "Here, Lord, take it," because he is worthy. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for a heart that continues to yield to him, that continues to walk in this area of repentance. Repentance isn't something that you just do one time. Repentance is a thing you do daily. You're continually turning to the Lord again. You're continuing to turn to him again because he is worthy. So then the next thing Jesus said to me was super intense. He said, Micah, you long for the past. You long for the past. And to hold on to the past will keep you from me. He said, you long for your safety instead of your allegiance to me. Oh, that was so heavy. He said, you long for your safety instead of your allegiance to me. Jesus' eyes were so full of love, and he said, dear one, you can't serve yourself and follow me. You can't honor your safety and follow me. You can't serve your safety and follow me. He said, every little desire to save your safety must die to me. What does that mean? Following Jesus doesn't mean that we get to be comfortable all the time. We get his peace. We get his kingdom, but not all the time are we going to feel comfortable. Not all the time are we going to feel this sense of like our personal safety comes before him, meaning like what we're comfortable with, what we, our comfort zone, we sometimes would rather serve our comfort zone instead of serving him. Then he said this, he said, you must die to my love. You must die to my love. Nothing of you must remain. He says, if that little bit of you remains, Satan can lead you astray from me. Wow. See, Satan can work with 99.9% of obedience. He can work with that because if he can just get you slightly off, 10, 20 years later, you're way off the course. It has to be 100% yielding to him. It has to be 100% following him, loving him only. That's what it takes, and that's what he is looking for. And with that conviction, I said, sorry, Lord, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry my hands were still on top of his as his were on my cheeks. And then Jesus pulled me in and gave me a really big kiss on both cheeks. He kissed them both. Oh, it was so beautiful. It was so special. He's so full of love. And then he said, I am faithful to forgive, and I set your mind free. Wow. I love him. Jesus is so awesome. So I encourage you guys. I hope this word just impacts you. Follow Jesus. Give up your comfort zone. Give up everything to him, yield to him, love him, follow him, and he is faithful to forgive, and he sets your mind free. The only place you will find freedom in your mind is by yielding to him everything. Yield to him the depression. Yield to him the shame, the guilt that you might be struggling with. Yield to him your intelligence. Yield to him your giftings, your calling. Yield to him everything. Give it all to him, your ministry. I went through a phase these last 4 months where I gave up the height of my ministry to follow him, and I don't regret it. It was hard. It was difficult, but he's worthy. I was not going to worship my ministry. I was not going to set that before him, and I gave it to him. So I pray that you live a life of love and yielding to Jesus because he is worthy. All right, guys, I love you. Talk to you later.